about me. Talk about good grades, make them worthwhile. Talk about good head, Oppie gave out. Who gives a fuck if the fire goes out? When the good times count, when the bad times don't. I only fear the way I will die. I only fear the way I will die. I only fear the way I will die. I only fear the way I will care about me when I'm doing.
Dude, so tough. Oppiside. Oppiside, GP.
Thank you, man.
How do you want to be called throughout this interview?
Shit. Oppiside.
Oppiside.
Oppie. Yeah, Oppiside.
Oppie?
Oppie's like
Oppie.
a name that I also got like throughout my internet days. So.
Where'd that come from, Oppiside? Where'd that name come from?
It sounds like fucking this is 13 and I'm deep, but
This is 13. What is that?
have you never heard that expression?
No.
I'm 13 and this is deep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I said it the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is 13 and I'm deep.
No. My fucking Hispanic nature came out there for a second.
No,
but basically, it's like when I was a lot younger, I was a lot more. I still do have like social anxiety, but it was a lot more prevalent, and the internet was kind of my escape from that. And so I was like almost a different person online than.
So do you feel like Oppiside is like a?
It's like opposite side of me. That's what.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but like that's not really dumb. Like I'm 13 and this is deep. That's that is kind of deep.
Yeah.
There's.
I made it up when I was like 13 though. So.
Like that's pretty. You were wise beyond your years, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Okay, so you said you had a Hispanic heritage. Where exactly are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico, Isabela. I don't know why I said it with the American accent. It's Puerto Rico, Isabela. That's where I'm from.
You're getting a little Americanized, yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard. Sometimes I be bouncing like back and forth.
I get that.
Because I just be like, sometimes I'm with the people that I speak Spanish with, and sometimes I'm with the people that I speak English with, and it just gets.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. My family's from Nicaragua, so I definitely understand that. Just switching back and forth. I don't speak Spanish as well as I should, but I definitely make that effort to communicate, especially with grandparents, But how long have you been living in the States for?
I've been living in the States right now for about like 2 years. Because I literally just moved to the States for college.
Yeah.
So ever
so you've
since
been living
my
in
freshman.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, wow.
My whole life. I've visited the U.S., but that's where I was at. And the reason that I actually moved here was because, Bad Bunny is like the biggest Puerto Rican artist, but somehow there's not enough like good music schools in Puerto Rico. So I just had to go here, especially since like the music I make is English. It's
so you use
English.
like Bad Bunny as an example of a Puerto Rican artist, but you don't really use like reggaeton beats or anything within your music. What sets you apart from other Puerto Rican artists?
I mean, I've tried to write songs in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest problem is, I definitely would like to come out with a Spanish album at some point, but the biggest problem with me is that I do like Spanglish. And so sometimes I say Spanish words that I think make sense, but they're just complete nonsense. And so like that reflects in my writing sometimes. And I would have like my parents sometimes help me, or my brother or close family. But I was never able to like write something super cohesive in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So most recently in March 21st, you released your album Supernova.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about the discography a little bit. You opened the interview. Okay, yeah, you got the vinyl right there.
I got the vinyl right here.
Yeah, there it is. You opened the interview with one of your songs from the album. Please get into what we just listened to.
Yeah, so that's my song, Please Don't Wear Black. And I basically wrote it when I was feeling, it actually surged, like the inspiration surged after. And, I'm a very open and personal guy, so I don't sugarcoat things. But I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and I ended up crying because I've always had, like, paranoia of growing old and dying.
Right.
And so that's where, like, the song came from. It was kind of like all of that anxiety and fear, because it happened a lot with this album where I have, like, emotions kind of bottled up. And then all of a sudden, I just get in the zone. I don't leave my computer for hours. I make the beat. I write the lyrics. And then, it just surges.
I mean, I feel like throughout your years as an artist, even going back to 2021, that theme of anxiety and depression, I feel like that has been a prevalent theme for you, going back to even Blank and Monotonous.
Blank and Monotonous, yeah.
Monotonous, even going back to that album, was that your first? Was that your debut album?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Because I'm a Madman, one of your songs. Was that before or after that one?
Yeah, that one was, I guess, the first official
just
whole album that I made.
Got you.
But you can see why it's not on streaming platforms. It's not.
No, but I wanted to get into it because no, not great. It was not great, but the artistic evolution, your sound quality, it just sounds like a different artist at this point, and
Thank you.
It's insane how far it's come along.
Yeah.
Thank
you, man.
Like, describe the process of that grind of getting to that point past I'm a Madman to Supernova.
So I have OCD, and basically it's basically it forces me to compare myself to others constantly.
I feel the exact same way.
And so when I was at that, the reason why there was such a drastic change in the quality of music is because as someone who produces and makes the beat themselves and does everything, I was very critical of myself. And I would listen to other artists that I really enjoyed, and I would constantly go back and forth and see the tiniest details of audio quality and see why doesn't mine sound like that. And so I would not release anything until it matched to that quality. And so that's, I feel why I became, I guess, a knowledgeable producer and engineer and all the titles.
That's really, really cool.
Thank you.
So while we're on that subject, I would really like to know some artists that influenced this decision to pursue this career. Was it an artist? Was it a family member, or did it come out of yourself?
It was many things, and I feel like that goes for. The artists that say that they're inspired by one person, they just sound like that artist.
Right.
But I was definitely influenced by experiences and family and life, and artist-wise, I was really into Mac Miller,
right?
Break-Ins, Quedeca, Sad Frosty. Sad Frosty was the first rapper I ever heard because I actually used to hate rap music.
So wow, what a transition.
Yeah, I used to make fun of people who listen to hip hop and rap, and I don't know.
What were you listening to before that?
So that's a funny story. I was listening to EDM.
Okay.
Because
that's not too far off. Of hip hop,
Yeah. I was. My love for that type of music actually came, and it's really funny. It came from Geometry Dash, because coming into on God, bro, coming into the streaming and the whole YouTube thing, which I've been doing for a really long time. The thing that gave me, I guess, most success, and it's success lightly because it wasn't really anything, but I was streaming Geometry Dash fucking 24/7. And it got some traction. It got enough.
Wait, hold on. I'm not following. You were streaming.
Yeah, on YouTube. I was live streaming Geometry Dash on YouTube.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and I got a little community out of it, and so basically I was forced to listen to these EDM songs
over and over
again, and I just got a love for it. But yeah, anyways, back on topic, Sad Frosty, he was the first rapper I heard him on a Burleezy intro. And that shit was fire. I think the song was called Swerve. Rest in peace, by the way. So for those who don't know him, he passed away. He OD'd, I think. But yeah, he got me into rap.
How long was he in the game for? Never actually heard of Sad Frosty.
I know he's really well known in the underground.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know how long he's been doing music for.
Oh, he was young, man. 24 years old.
Yeah, he was really young.
Little 24-year-old. That's insane. Yeah, he definitely generated a mass audience here. Definitely, I have to check him out.
Yeah, for sure. He makes like really hype music, and I don't know. It was like little young high school me just fucking turning up for the first time. I was like, oh shit, this goes really hard. But yeah, rest in peace, man. He got me into my love for hip hop and rap and music.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you performed live before?
I did one performance. I was still really, really amateur. And I still kind of am. But getting into that, it was a performance that I did. And, you know, I did it at the wrong place. Because when you're doing a live performance, like, you got to do the right song for the mood and for the setting and for the stage. It was not. It was for, like, a cafe event, and I brought fucking energy, and it was just not it.
Yeah.
And it was...
I feel you.
Yeah. So it wasn't my best performance, but for this show coming up, April 15th at from 9 to 11 p.m., y'all best be there.
Yeah, what can we expect to see out of that set?
I got a couple songs, and I've been rehearsing, I've been practicing, and I think it's going to be really dope. Hopefully, the audio, like the speakers, like do it justice, because a lot of it is like, you know, a lot of the music for me is actually like the how it's produced and you know the beat and how it's made, and that gives it a lot of energy. So hopefully the speakers do it justice. You know what I'm saying? Because that would definitely bring my performance alive.
Are you running that with a live band, or is it just you?
No, I don't have a live band. Shit, if anyone wants to start one, I'm not opposed, but. I'm definitely just gonna be like playing my instrumentals over the speakers, and you know, I'd love to eventually venture out into having like a live band playing my shit and me just performing on top of it. But gotta start somewhere. So
I feel that. I actually wanted to talk about probably the first time I saw you. I think you were wearing sunglasses indoor in Billy O'Connell's class, and you had, I think, a frog hat on. Was it a frog hat?
It was a Magikarp, Pokemon.
A Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just uncultured, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we talk about the hats, man?
Yeah. I don't know. My love for hats started back in 1908. Nah.
Bro, come on.
Pretty much, I just got it off Amazon, and let me tell you, that Magikarp hat has gotten so many compliments from just the most random people.
Dude, it's sick.
Thank you. Thank you. I've just been like complimented everywhere. Every time I wear it, just like somebody points it out. Hey, I like your hat. That's the best hat I've ever seen. I've genuinely been told that.
I believe it. I absolutely believe
it.
I mean, do you use comedic themes like in your music as well, or do you feel like that comedic imagery is important to yourself, like in a fashion artistic sense?
I think it's just more of a fashion thing. I like vibrant colors. I like pastel colors.
Yeah.
I just think it just brings life anywhere you go.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't be feeling that, and sometimes I just be wearing all black.
Yeah. You got like the all beige thing going on right now.
Yeah.
You're pretty neutral, I guess.
I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling, but fashion is a big thing for me, which it wasn't until my brother told me I looked like Adam Sandler. So, yeah.
Hey, dude, that's a compliment.
I mean,
with his baggy shorts and his baggy shirt.
I guess, you know, like Paradise Mode. Bro. Yeah.
You watch much of his movies at all?
I've seen the classics, you know. Yeah. I remember the one that comes to mind is Click.
Okay. Yeah. That was a good one.
He's had a lot of like love movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. I don't know if they stand out to me per se, but yeah, he's cool. He's like, I always love to see Adam Sandler on the screen. It brings a smile to my face. So,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with him. So I wanted to ask you, how has your college experience influenced your music and lyrics so far?
Ooh, that's a good one. I can tell you heard some of the lyrics there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really want to.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go by EP, singles, albums, and like how they evolved, but take it away.
So I feel like I've definitely experienced heavy depression being in college, and that's part of why I've decided to take like a leave of absence. So I'm gonna be taking a year off and do work and try to venture into different things and see how it goes for me.
What do you hope to achieve in that leave of absence? I mean, how do you feel like it would benefit you? Are you going to be staying on campus?
No, I'm going back to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going back to Puerto Rico, and I'm going to be working. But what I hope is to just find more clarity, I guess, and hopefully, learn more about where my future is headed, because that's another thing as as an artist and whatever, your future is kind of uncertain.
Right.
And that's something that, eats me up, because I know I'm getting this degree, but I know that it might not lead me to exactly what I want.
What do you want?
I want to be an artist. And, as a degree might be able to get you in the music industry.
Correct.
But being an artist is more than that. It's a lot more than that.
I mean, I feel like you can be an artist even without a degree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I kind of just want to venture see more than just education.
I guess you. What have you been learning since your time in school?
Yeah, like you've been learning for nonstop for like 19. I mean, I guess you got summer and weekends, but you've been learning for a prolonged period of time, and it's like you get burnt out. You're not a machine. You know what I'm saying? Everyone should take a break.
I feel that. So yeah, going back to the question of how college.
Yeah. Well,
we do tend to side tangent. Yeah, we do tend to do that a lot on this show.
But basically, that depression helped me make what I like to think of as great art. I credit it. It's not the best to have. I feel like shit, but it definitely, without it, I wouldn't be able to make what I've made and what I'm proud of. So
is your music? Does that help you overcome that depression?
Oh, for
sure.
There
what other? Is it just your music, or are there other factors that help you?
Man, let me tell you. After I made that song Supernova, I made it under one night.
Yeah. And the entire album, or just a song?
No. The song, the final song.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And it basically again surged after a conversation, and many tears were shed, and I just felt this fucking I don't know, this baggage in my soul. And I sat on my laptop, and I remember this song that I was playing a lot at the time. It was a sad song, which it ended up being the one that I sampled. And then I just sampled it, did my thing, made the beat, and then I just I wrote to it. And man, after I wrote it, my chest just felt like lifted. It like all my problems just went away for temporary, for a little bit of time. But
do you feel like you'll ever reach that permanent state of happiness?
I fucking wish. I don't know.
I mean, is it like a diagnosed thing with a depression?
It's not diagnosed.
It's just a constant state of sadness.
It's not diagnosed. But it's I know what it is. I can tell.
Yeah. No, I absolutely understand. I get what you're saying.
I'm not advocating for like self-diagnosis. By the way, that's stupid. Like I see a lot of people online being like, I have this and I have no. You don't. Like you can think you do, but I don't know. I might be sounding like a little bit of a hypocrite here, but
no. I mean, I feel like if you're depressed, you yourself would know.
Yeah, I'm just talking about like the extreme cases where they give like themselves like disorders and stuff.
I'm familiar with those kind of people very well, actually. But why the name Supernova?
Supernova is the album was actually originally gonna be called "Death is a Cold Misery Blanketing You," but I decided after actually taking a course here, I was in the course was called. I don't remember. Investigating Nature. It was called Investigating Nature. And basically the class was about black holes and space and shit, which is not what I expected at all. And we were talking about all this. And eventually we came into the topic of like dying stars and what are supernovas and how are black holes formed. And, at the same time I was working on this album. And then I thought that was like really convenient how... I was working on the album simultaneously, and it was about me feeling like, there's no more hope for me, and like it's a death of a star, like a future potential star, and I felt like I was dying. So yeah, that's kind of where the name kind of surged from. Yeah.
Wow. that's really crazy how life works that way, you know?
Yeah.
Just like it just knows what point of your life that you're in, and then it just throws you something like this, and it just speaks to you, and you know it's for you.
Yeah.
You know? But I wanted to ask you, what challenges have you faced while balancing your academic studies and your music career?
I guess most of the time, motivation. I don't tend to be really good at things that I know some people that if they don't like to do something, they can just push through it. But for me, like, I was born with a lot of things, and one of them is also ADHD.
Okay.
And I basically can't focus for shit. So anytime I'm in class or anytime I'm just, I don't know, I'm just thinking about music, or I'm just thinking about YouTube, or I'm just thinking about something else, I can't focus on anything but that thing, because that thought just stays in my mind.
Right.
And so that makes it really hard to do anything but music. So I don't know. It's weird, but it's just like my sanctuary. It's where I feel at home, where I feel at peace.
How long have you been set on music for?
On music specifically, not YouTube. I've been doing it for like 4 years, I like to think now. I don't know, around there.
Okay, so what do you mean not YouTuber? Did you want to be like a YouTuber at one point?
Yeah. The videos are really bad. They're really bad videos, but somehow they were doing well enough to keep me motivated. And I knew always that I wanted to have some influence, because I've always been kind of I don't want to put it that way, but I've always had these sad tendencies. And so, like, my parents would pick me up late from school most of the time. And the thing that I guess kept me going, or like kept me entertained, was YouTube. I would just watch videos while I was waiting, and then time would fly by. So I kind of wanted to do that for other people, and I knew always that I wanted to have influence. And that's where my love for wanting to, be a voice for people started. That's where it started. But what was the original question again? I'm sorry.
It was, how do you balance like academic studies and your music career and that workload?
Yeah.
And then you were talking about your YouTube career.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting really caught up on what you're saying with your influence. Yeah. I thought it was really cool, just kind of how that circled back around. Even from a young age.
But pretty much it's there's no balance. That's kind of the short answer.
Gotcha.
There's no balance, and that's the problem right now. Okay. I feel like that's why I get so demotivated, and the word motivation is like, you do it, Right. If you want to do something, you do it. But
that's true.
Motivation is I've come to learn that word is just kind of like an excuse. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you may not have the motivation, but you still got to do something. You still got to do it. And then, the result will pay off. And then you'll be like, oh, I'm glad I did that. So I guess, like, I've been seeing the word motivation as kind of an excuse. I don't know.
I guess.
There are definitely mental health breaks, and that's different, but I'm
describe those. I'd love to hear that.
So basically, like, you can't overwork yourself, despite the difference between like being lazy and unmotivated and all that stuff. I'm trying to say that you can't be working on something for too long. And okay, you can't be working on something for too long, because you'll just fucking hit a block. You'll hit a wall. And all I'm saying is that you gotta learn to keep that in mind when creating, because you might run out. What was that? The IG?
Yeah, the IG cut out, unfortunately, the live stream.
Got you.
I had to go run, put that back. But yeah, mental health breaks are absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
For a sustainable future. But yeah, I wanted to ask you again, how do you handle criticism or negative feedback? You know, what's the process of digesting that?
I've been told my whole life I'm really stubborn. It's the same thing applies.
Really stubborn? I mean, do you agree with that statement?
Yes, I can't deny I'm a very stubborn person for the better or the worse. So it just doesn't really get through to me. I have been able to identify constructive criticism from just straight up criticism. And I feel like that's, I don't really struggle with negative input because I've learned to separate it.
Okay. Excuse me, sorry.
You're good. You're good, man.
So I wanted to go back to Supernova. Which song from that album do you feel like is the most prevalent one, and the album is the most important song?
Most important song.
If anyone could take away one song from that album, what song would that be?
Man. I mean, I structure the album as each song works with each other. So sometimes context is left out. That's kind of important because it's in the next song.
Okay.
But to give an answer, that's a really good question.
I mean, track 8, Gian Paulo.
Gian Paulo.
Gian Paulo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your name, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like that one speak the most about you?
Not really. Not really. That song was kind of like the ego portion of it, you know? And it's like me coming to the realization of, oh shit, what's the world without me?
Bro.
Yeah.
Let's play that on the Roadcaster.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear the high point.
Hold on. Let me pull that up. Yeah.
I was really, really enjoying listening to it these past few weeks. You know, I feel like with your voice itself, it sounds like a lot of different people. Sometimes you sound like J. Cole. Sometimes you sound like Kendrick, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's influences, man.
Yeah.
Let me play this.
Damn. Yeah, you see it? So that's cool.
Thank you, man.
You, like, wrote all, like, these riffs out?
No. It was actually really funny. I was just telling people on Fiverr what to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I didn't know anybody.
Okay.
So I was just getting someone on
ghostwriters and stuff like that?
Yeah, like fucking guitarists, bassists, drums. The drums were actually like the original drums. I was going over the mic and I was kind of like doing a beatbox loop or something like that. I was just kind of like trying to make the drums with my mouth.
Oh, that's dedication to the Lord there.
Yeah, and it was cool, but I knew I wanted more. So I just went to Fiverr and I was like, okay, I'm going to just buy a fucking drum player, buy a bassist, buy a guitar player. And I just like, I crafted this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Speak out, we loud, nothing else matters, your voice, my voice, we can make it, nothing make shit, your choice, decide what will happen, I'm here, my world, you better listen to me.
Yeah, dude, that's really cool.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I really enjoyed My Life is a Ruse as well. Even though you were talking about scrapping that one too, I noticed that you posted that on your Instagram story. Why?
Yeah. That's actually the oldest song on the album. It's like 2 years old.
So you've had that like in the back of your head or something?
I've had it, and I probably made it for one of my earlier albums, but it just never fit in. Mm-hmm. And I just, you'd think I evolved, but I guess I'm talking about the same stuff, and it just fit really well into this album. I mean, I don't think I'm talking about the same stuff, but it's very, this is sad shit. It's sad music. You know what I'm saying? But
so, with that being said, how many total albums do you have? I would really love to see the vinyl cover. Actually, do you mind bringing it over?
Sure, for sure.
Okay, so
here you go.
I keep seeing this on IG. What is this? What is this cover?
So
I see Supernova kind of like faded out.
Yeah.
At first glance, I thought it was like the beach. You know.
Yeah. Can we show the people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was the beach, and I thought that was sand. I'll just show the IG live stream there.
You could not be further from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured so. Now that I'm getting a closer look, but yeah, go ahead, get into it.
It's changed a lot of times. I was originally gonna use AI for it, but then I got clowned on by my friends. So I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that because
AI and what the design of it?
Yeah, because AI doesn't have the best reputation. But basically, it was going to be like a home, like a sanctuary type thing. But then it was really random, and I was actually with my uncle at a barber shop.
Okay.
So
okay.
I was getting my hair cut, and then he's significantly older. He's got like white hairs and gray hairs and stuff, and so he decided to get a haircut as well. And basically on the floor, you can see my hair mixed in with his gray hair slightly, which ties into the concept of aging. And
I was so wrong.
It's definitely not the beach. It's definitely not the beach.
It's not.
Yeah. But it's basically my hair mixed in with his gray hair, and I just thought it was interesting when I saw it on the floor, and I took a picture of it, and that ended up being the cover.
That's really cool. You're talking about the concept of aging?
Yeah, very prevalent and throughout the whole concept of the album, me just being afraid to grow old and kind of dying and stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's scared to die, man. It's just a natural fear that just has to be accepted.
I mean, hopefully, but I've spoken to some people about it, and they say that they're not afraid. So I just wish I knew how to get in that mind state where you're not afraid of that, because it eats me up sometimes.
I get that. I've known people who have actually died and come back to life. There's this one guy.
Come back to life?
Oh, yeah. He's been resuscitated. Someone on campus, actually.
What?
Yeah, he died 3 times. He got into this horrible accident. It was a car accident, and his stomach was everywhere. He was pretty much inside out.
Oh, my God.
He died medically. He was medically diagnosed as being dead 3 times throughout separate days, and he came back to life each time, and he told me about what he saw, and it was really fantastic what he was saying. He was talking about how comforting it was, how very peaceful it was. He didn't say anything about like heaven or hell, but he did say that he did get to wander around like his memories.
He wandered around his memories?
He wandered around his memories. He was able to see the room. He was able to see himself from like an outer perspective.
Oh, wow.
You see, I don't know if that's cap. I don't know if he's calling cap to make it easier for people who are scared to die cope.
Yeah.
But he really.
Man, I don't see why you would lie about that.
Right,
honestly.
but he really did seem convinced by it. But yeah, but from what I do hear from other people, that it's just comforting. You know, it's ultimate. You know.
I hope so. It doesn't look that pretty from the other side.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
But hopefully it's just something about like getting older, and I'm still really young, and I know that.
I mean, even growing older is a privilege, man.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to grow old. It's not guaranteed to us.
That's true. It's just it's kind of the thought of I guess aging and noticing, like knowing that your body isn't what it used to be. Yeah,
I feel like there's also beauty in that too, you know? Just kind of it's a cycle, it's a circle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can definitely not be fun to really think about. Like I often find myself keeping myself up while thinking of those kind of questions. You know, then I go into crisis mode, and then perhaps I cry a little.
Yeah, but it's okay, man.
No, but yeah, no, it's definitely scary. But how do you see yourself? We're gonna make a completely big switch here.
That's fine.
How do you see your music evolving as you continue your education and grow as an artist? I know you're going on your leave of absence.
Yeah.
But while you have been attending school, how has your music evolved?
going through life has just made me mature, and I guess maturing in real life, obviously that's gonna impact your music, and from being a high school kid who, I don't know, he didn't really know what the fuck he was yapping about.
Yeah.
I
How was school in Puerto Rico?
uh, I feel like it's cool. I can't really compare it. It's different. It's difficult to like compare it because I've never been to school in the U.S. before.
Just speak broadly.
Yeah, it's chill. It's same shit. Recess. You get you wake up at like, what time did y'all wake up? Like in the U.S.
Well, you had to be at school high school at 7:20 a.m.
Okay.
What was it like over there?
Yeah, so I had to get this shuttle because I lived in like 1 hour. No, I think it was 1 hour away from my school, and I had to get a personal chauffeur to actually take me there because the school buses wouldn't take me there. So I would have to wake up at 6 in the morning, and then I would have to get there. I don't remember at this point. 8? I want to say 8, but I don't remember. But yeah, I basically had to wake up at 6 in the morning because I had like an hour drive there.
Yeah, no, I get that. How different was the food there?
The food?
Was it better?
I did not eat I'm traumatized by cafeteria food. I remember it was in like 5th grade or something when I found a bug. It was like a bug in my rice or something, and
that's disgusting.
I was about to eat it, bro. I was about to eat that shit. And then I looked at my spoon, and that shit traumatized me forever. So during high school, I never ate at the cafeteria. I would always like bring my own shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Bro.
Yeah.
How do you approach the creative process when writing and producing your music?
Creative process. It kind of just flows, and I know that's a fucking lame answer, but I'm just if I'm really feeling a certain type of way, I notice that I usually when I try to force myself to start something, it leads to nothing. Just another FLP, FL Studio, by the way. That's the one that I use.
Okay.
And whenever I'm going through something or I have something on my mind, that's when I can actually create. So that's when I can get on the flow state, and I don't really sample often. I think Supernova might be one of the first or one of the very few songs that I actually use a sample on. Obviously, everything is a sample, like the kick, the 808.
Right, of course.
And the one-shots, but I usually build my beats upon one-shots.
Okay.
So.
How old were you when you first started producing?
When I first started producing, 15. I want to say 15.
You're 19 now?
Shit, I'm about to be 20, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost out of those teenage years. How does that make you feel?
Well, given the fact that I don't really want to grow old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, the big 20. But a lot of people say, like, it's 21 or whatever. I don't know. I can feel however I want to feel.
So then how do you choose to feel then? Is it really as simple as that?
I don't think so. I think it's just growing. I really gotta grow out of this mindset that like growing old is scary. I just have to. I gotta embrace it. I gotta I gotta do some soul searching, which might be good as well when I take this leave of absence. Yeah.
What do you hope to really fully get out of that?
Hopefully, my strategies that I'm applying on the YouTube channel that I got, hopefully they work out.
Get into that a little bit more, because before the interview started, you were talking about making that switch into YouTube because you're talking about how their algorithm.
Yeah. So the YouTube algorithm is really, really powerful, and I feel like any other algorithm is really hard to get into. Like, I've made 4 albums, and they really, well, I've made more, but those are like the public ones, and you get to a point where, okay, this isn't working out, and I'm not quitting music, obviously I can't, it's my passion, but I definitely know I have to approach something differently. If the Spotify algorithm isn't doing any favors to really promote me, or like SoundCloud or whatever streaming, then, I've seen some sort of success with YouTube in the past. I had one video that basically took off to like almost 200,000 views.
Okay.
And I didn't really know how to capitalize off of that because I was really young. But I still think about it a lot. And I'm like, okay, I feel like now I'm ready to, if I have that big moment, I know how to kind of steer it into the direction that I want.
What would you do differently?
I would definitely be making more of those videos instead of me being just like, oh, you know what, I don't feel like it. And then just fucking ditching the whole algorithm that's promoting that to your audience, because when you have that successful video, if you make another video like that, YouTube is going to try to send it to them again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I've been looking into YouTube a lot, and I kind of want to build my audience there before transitioning into music again. Which I don't want to be called, I've heard this so many times, YouTube rapper. Mm-hmm. And it's got this really bad stigma that like all YouTube rappers are really corny. And but hopefully with the fact that I was doing music first and then I did YouTube, and I don't know. Actually, no, I didn't do music first. Never mind, I'm fucked. I'm gonna be called a YouTube rapper. Yeah.
Whatever, man. You're still doing your passion. People are always gonna speak.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? Do you feel like it's been hard to maintain a fan base without playing live? Do you feel like not playing live has negatively or positively affected you?
That's something that I'm trying to figure out, since I've basically only done it one time. This is going to be my second time, so I want to see how well does it go. How different it is, how much it speaks to the people live rather than them listening to it on like Apple Music or Spotify. Mm-hmm. I definitely think it's going to be a different vibe. I don't know if people are going to be more engaged because of it towards my music, but yeah.
So like you did mention, you produced 4 albums that are on public domain. How do you handle the pressure to constantly produce new music? Because it's fair to say you've always got something going.
Yeah.
There's always something going on in your brain. Can you speak on that a little bit?
There's always shit that I haven't tried, even to this day. Mm-hmm. And I kind of lean more towards what I haven't done rather than what I have already done. Mm-hmm. I want to do so many things. Like I said, I was talking earlier, I want to do a Spanish album.
Yeah.
I want to do an instrumental album. So many things. And that just keeps me going, like, creatively. Obviously, the hard part comes when I have to speak on a subject matter and I don't want to be redundant. But, that comes with time. So that's why there are very little gaps between the actual release dates and stuff.
How do you approach the business side as such a young artist that's still in college?
I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to see, but I feel like this move that I'm doing right now of moving more towards YouTube, this is kind of my business side of the brain being like, okay, you've had your fun with music. Now you have to step back and see how you can create an audience that could potentially support your future releases. Because, it's been done before. Joji, Aries. I have a friend who fucking tells me all the time, be like Aries,
right?
And yeah.
The hell was that?
I think my computer died.
No way. What's that mean for your camera then?
I don't know anymore. All right.
Oh man.
All right, we just gotta keep the show going.
Keep it moving, man. Yeah. Go ahead, like you were saying.
Yeah. What was I saying? I'm sorry.
You were talking about Joji, and your friend was saying be like Aries.
So I've spoken a lot to this childhood friend of mine who basically got me into making music because he introduced me to FL Studio. I would ride my bike towards his apartment like so often and just cook up random shit.
Right.
and it was a really fun time. And basically, we've always been having these discussions about how to build an audience and stuff. And I was just saying that an example he brings up very often is Aries, how he started making like YouTube tutorials and then he transitioned into having an audience.
How was the underground scene in Puerto Rico?
It's really interesting. It's primarily focused in this area that I don't live in, but I know artists because of this friend that I'm telling you about. This area is called La Metro, and that's where usually the experimental stuff is usually at. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean experimental?
Like less conventional hip hop music. More like they're not as afraid to try things. That's what I'm trying to say. Like whether it's with the production or lyrics wise, they're not like making your old love song, or they're not talking about fucking your bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, they can do that, but I'm just saying it's more like less conventional.
Okay. I wanted to talk about Rough Around the Edges, which came out in 2022.
Yeah.
Starting with Let the Story Commence. What was the process like of releasing that album, and how different is it compared to Supernova?
That album was it's my favorite album to date.
I'd actually really love to play Afford to Be in Love.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you mind just pulling it up?
For sure. Hopefully this doesn't take long. All right, I got it here.
Go ahead.
Is it playing? Actually, let me put this back in my...
Yeah, everything kind of just sounds so different.
What do you mean by that?
Compared to Supernova?
Oh, yeah.
In terms of your artistic evolution? What was the influence for this one?
I have no fucking clue.
Why is it your favorite?
Well, the album is my favorite because subject matter-wise, I don't know. I was able to convey everything I wanted to perfectly to me. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've gotten really, really close with other albums, but this album is just perfect to me. It's everything I wanted to express and convey, and whenever I think about those times that I was going through, I listen back to this album, and I'm okay because I said everything I wanted to say.
So was this your highest point in terms of your artist career?
Not the highest point. Just more like the most. It's had the most. It has a special place in my heart.
Okay.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And the other albums, I'm obviously really, really proud of, but that one's just if I had to show any album front to back, it would be this one.
How do you see the role of vulnerability and authenticity in your music, and how do you balance that with the need to maintain a certain image, or not really a persona, but a certain image? Because you are very vulnerable in your songs.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That was a very interesting question. Can you say it one more time?
Yeah. How do you see the role of vulnerability and authenticity in your music, and how do you balance that with the need to maintain a certain image, if you feel that need even at all?
The image kind of comes with it.
Okay.
I was naturally vulnerable in my songs. I remember it was really cringe, but I wrote one of the first few songs that I wrote that my parents actually paid attention to was a diss track on my school.
Okay.
It was a diss track.
Is there any chance that we can listen to that?
Oh my god.
Because that'd be really cool, and I would be very flattered.
Yeah.
if that was
shown
here on the Talk Nola
exclusive. All right. So
what sparked the diss, man?
So basically, So I am special needs. I'm high functional, but I am special needs.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't really supporting those needs.
Mm-hmm.
My school wasn't giving me the service that I was entitled to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was really frustrated because I couldn't find a school for me, or a school that would provide me with those needs. And I just put it on paper, and then my parents fucking showed it to the higher ups in the department. All right, I know it's somewhere here. I didn't delete it, unfortunately. All right, here it is. I'm gonna play it right now. I haven't heard this in so long. Oh my god.
Damn. So you were just cooking it away in your room?
Yeah.
Just mad
I
as
was
hell?
in a small apartment. It was just me and my PC.
Living alone.
Not a gun, bro. Not a gun reloading. Hell no.
Step up the game and go starting my name out to make us relieve and have faith in you. You can go and clear my name, but things will stay the same. You take the bias, crush it, turn it into your own lane. It's not the same, it's different. I'm functional, I work best. I had to get this song on my chest. It's not my fault you haven't met me, but let me just say that you'll regret me. It's my future in your hands. It's only right I get the chance. It's not fair, it's not right. As a kid, I deserve to go see the light. I don't need to
Yeah, there it
for
is.
my life. How do they sleep at night knowing my education's on the line? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The gun reloading is actually insane, bro.
That was definitely an interesting artistic choice.
That was a choice for sure. Oh, dude. What do you think you are going to get out of this upcoming show this Sunday?
Experience. Honestly, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to the most. I mean, I've rehearsed. I booked the room. I did my little thing, and I went through the set. But I just kind of really want the experience, you know. I can't promise to be the most refined rapper, but I'm definitely, like, on stage.
I get you.
But I'm definitely going to learn a lot from it, however it turns out.
Okay.
You know? So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
How do you approach constructing a set list?
So it was my first time doing so, and I was just kind of thinking, what are the songs that, you know, what are the songs that, first of all, people could jump around to, because I think that's fun, you know.
Yeah.
People jumping around in shows and shit, and I definitely had a handful of those. I decided to keep it high energy and just have one of the songs, or two of the songs, I guess, be a little more mellow. Because obviously I feel like the sadness has turned into part of my brand, so I want to display that as well, but I don't want the whole show to just be kind of like, you know, depressing. So
I get that. Can I ask what songs you have, or is that going to be a surprise?
We can keep it a surprise.
We can keep it a surprise? How do you envision your music career evolving over the next few years?
So I'm definitely taking some time off to focus on building the audience. I'm going to be focusing on YouTube and creating videos that I'm proud of.
Right.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to be making music, or that, you know, I might just not be releasing stuff for a little bit. And that's fine. But I'm definitely going to still be improving and learning. I'm always learning when I'm on FL Studio and I'm just messing around. I also have lots of friends that are passionate about the same thing that I talk to often, and sometimes they just be telling me shit, and I'm just like, oh, okay, let me try that. So definitely going to be growing. It's hard to tell you a direction because I never knew my music would take the turn it did today.
Right.
So it's hard to tell you exactly where I'm headed, but I think I want to make something more upbeat in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you do have that Hispanic album in the back of your head.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. Yeah.
That's cool. What advice would you give to aspiring rappers who are also struggling to navigate college life?
don't listen to. Don't listen to. I mean, okay, listen to the people who care for you.
Right.
But also, don't be afraid to think for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you think something is right, just I don't know. Take a risk. You know what I'm saying?
Take a risk.
Sometimes it's good to take a risk.
Do you feel like you're taking a risk with this leave of absence?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm delaying my graduation, and I'm not sure how things are going to turn out with a job and doing my side hustle. But I got to be confident that it's going to work out, because if I'm not confident in myself, then no one else will.
How do you I stopped myself because I really like that point. Just self-confidence. And that's actually going to divulge into my next point of how do you stay true to yourself and your values in an industry that can sometimes prioritize fame and success over authenticity.
I know what I want is the right influence. I want to influence people to like carry on with their day. And I'm aware of the entertainment space. People are going to forget about you. People are going to come in, they're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be able to kind of help some people keep the momentum going, even if it's for a small period of time. I want them to be able to find something that I made, that I created because I felt a certain way, and for them to resonate with it, and perhaps that would help them get through their really shitty day, or, I don't know, that would help maybe even inspire a creation of their own. That's why I'm in this game. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of how it's ran, I'm not really a big fan of the music industry as a whole, as I'm sure not many people
artists
are.
Yeah.
I know what I want, and that's what matters.
That's fantastic. After graduation, do you plan on staying, or what are your plans for after graduation?
Man, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't even know yet. I'm just hoping that I'm somewhere cozy, somewhere where I can have a nice workplace, and I don't know, man. I don't even know what state I'm gonna be in, or I don't even know if I'm going back to Puerto Rico. I really don't.
Damn. So it's a really open-ended for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's liberating, or does that make you feel weird?
It's kind of a thrive,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you know exactly what's gonna happen, then you're gonna be bored and jaded. So I'm kind of just taking risk here, and just seeing where life takes me. And a lot of people close to me, they tell me that it's kind of like not a great idea to do that. But I don't know. I think it makes life interesting. I'm gonna have more stories to tell for sure. Definitely taking this leave of absence and finding a job and doing my side hustle. I'm just gonna learn more than just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So,
if you could give one last message to your fans and the people that are going to be on the show this Sunday, what would that message be?
For everyone who's coming on the show this Sunday, I don't even know what camera to look at because I don't even know that shit's running. But I hope that everybody has a successful moment in their career. And as far as I go, I'm going to keep focusing on YouTube. The channel is called Oppi, and it's kind of focused on horror, but also emotional. It's just like commentary script writing videos. It could be on movies or games, or I don't know if I'm going to venture into something else, but I'm trying to stay.
Did you see yourself going into the acting industry and films?
I've definitely wanted to since a young age, and I've definitely auditioned for some stuff, but my anxiety was way too bad at the time.
What's that process like?
So basically you apply for shit and you get the script, and for me, it was during the pandemic, so I had basically like three judges, I guess, and you had to like perform in a, I don't know, maybe that's why I failed. I was literally performing to a laptop and just like 3 virtual cameras, and I just had to I was on the spot right there just to, I don't know. But I had to basically say my lines and act it out, and yeah. But I messed up so many times and I did not do a great job. So that's why I didn't hear back. But
But is that something you would like to come back to?
Maybe at some point. I would love to see myself be part of a film, specifically horror. I'm a big horror fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Before I let you go, I'd really love to hear one last send off song that you'd send this interview off on from your album, and which one do you feel like it would be?
Why not end it off with Supernova?
Oh, absolutely. I love that.
Thank you. All right, let me pull this up. All right. There we go.
Here we go. Man, great work. I've really enjoyed listening to this album. Oppiside, thank you so much for joining us today at the Talk NOLA. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yo, let the record show we just tried to have a handshake and he almost took down this entire mic stand.
That would not have been great.
No, man, but thank you so much and you have a great night. That's the Talk.
You too.
For me, I sure that shit is scam. Crying in my door cause they do what I can. I don't wanna let them down, but they gonna let me drown.